Every single day, we work hard to provide meals to those in need. In our community, too many people face hunger and uncertainty, but you have the power to change that. Your generosity can transform lives. Provide a meal, be the hope.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm Jason Conway. I'm the CEO of the Modesto Gospel Mission. As most of you know, I have my good friend Mark here. Mark is in the process of life transformation. Mark, thank you for being vulnerable and coming on the podcast and sharing your story. So tell me a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and how you ended up here.
Thank you for having
Yeah.
me. How I ended up here was I'm from Merced, California,
Okay.
and
Is that where you were born at?
that's where I was born,
Oh,
born
okay.
and raised my
All
whole
right.
entire life. So, um, about 11 months ago, I've been in and out of jail my whole life. So, like, my brother had called me, and he was like, "So when you gonna change your life? When you gonna get your life together?" Because I was just stuck in that, that lifestyle, that vicious lifestyle. So he went and picked me up, and he brought me out here. I stayed at his house right here in Turlock, and I stayed there for like 2 months, and I was kept calling Albano because I was planning on going to
Okay.
to go get a little rehab in.
Yeah,
So,
gotcha.
and he was he was friends with the Mr. Mark from Celebration Service.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
told him about this program. So he got off work and he was like, I heard about some programs, so let's go check it out. So I remember we drove and we pulled up and I seen the gospel and I was like, oh my God, gospel, like I was, I'd never been the God kind of man,
Okay.
I just didn't know nothing about him. I didn't really know he existed like the way I do
So let's
today.
stop right there, Mark. So when growing up, no church in your
No,
life, nobody in your family Christians?
no,
Really?
nobody.
So no, like, yeah, okay, go ahead,
Yeah,
finish. Yeah.
definitely nothing. So I remember I pulled up and I seen it, I seen the gospel mission and I was just like I just like no, I can't do it.
Yeah, got it.
I can't do this. I can't do it. And but something just my brother was like, just stay. Let's go in there, talk to somebody. Let's see what's going on. So we get out the car, and as we're walking up, I seen all the homeless people, and I really became judgmental.
Yeah.
Like,
Then
this is a
that's
homeless shelter.
yeah, uh-huh.
This is. I seen all the people going in and out, and it was just like and I was like, I can't stay here. I can't
Got
do
it.
this. So then I talked to Eric. I talked to Eric, and he's telling me about the program. He's telling me about the program. And I just couldn't everything he was telling me, I couldn't process it because I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna stay here. There's just no way.
Yeah.
And then I just heard today and I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna go get my stuff right now. So my brother, we leave and then we go to his house and we're sitting there and he's like, so what do you want to do? You gonna go back? You gonna go back? And I didn't give him an answer at first and I was just like, just take me back, let's go. So he
Yeah.
dropped me off, and that was the process, and it was one of the best decisions I made in my life,
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, when you just think about the sovereignty of the Lord and really you weren't, seeking God. You weren't trying to find a relationship with God, but he found you. And
Yes.
that there's something amazing there about God finding us, that sometimes we get that relationship mixed up where we think we find God, but really he finds us and he wants to introduce himself to you, Mark.
Yes.
And so you end up here and in all places, because I totally understand where you're coming from, because myself being born and raised in Modesto, not one time did I have this inkling to come to a homeless gospel rescue mission to get my life in order. But circumstances presented myself 20 years ago, and here I am on the doorsteps of a homeless gospel rescue mission. And then God introduces himself to me out there. But through this place, I begin to see that bridge of
Yeah.
transformation. So you end up here, your brother drops you off, and you had a plan, but God ultimately had a different plan.
Yeah.
So, like, from the time, what was your first couple days like reintegrating into here? You can be somewhat honest, like you, because obviously my first couple days, like, what in the world is going on here?
Yes, it's funny that you brought that up because that was definitely what I was thinking. I
Yeah.
felt like I was better than people here.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought I was on a different type of level,
Very normal, man. Yeah.
and I was just like,
Yeah.
thought this place didn't have nothing to offer,
Okay.
because like I said, I was real judgmental with the homeless people and just like I didn't think there was nothing to offer here. I
Gotcha.
really didn't.
Yeah.
And it was just something I was just gonna come and just like 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 because I was using a lot of meth and
Okay.
I was real bad into
Okay.
like like to slamming. So like I
Yeah.
just needed to somewhere to get my body back to functioning right and just being able to. Because my mind was real cloudy, so I just wanted somewhere to go to rehabilitate, like be able to function properly. And it was the first couple days here, it was like I was real judgmental and I was real like I was just like I was just programming. I know how to go to jail. I know how to get up and program. So it was like I was just programming. But I was real like I'm not gonna stay here. My
Yeah.
plan was not to stay here when I
Okay.
first came at all.
Okay. So your plan was to do a few days or what?
Just a couple months.
A
Like it
couple
was,
months?
yeah,
Okay. So you
yeah.
you definitely had a plan. And let me ask you, was your plan God's plan for you?
Oh, definitely,
It's
definitely
never,
not,
yeah, it's normally
definitely,
never the case
yeah,
where, when I walked through the doors of the gospel mission here, 20 years ago, it wasn't really to get a relationship with the Lord, honestly. It was I needed food and clothing and shelter, basic
yes.
necessities, and my life circumstances led me to this pathway. But what I discovered was something much more richer. And so walk me through like once you had that breakthrough. How long have you been here?
Been here 9 months.
9 months. So what happened was supposed to be like a quick 30, 60,
Yeah.
90-day plan. At what point did you stop and think, okay, something has changed?
There was, there's I call those aha moments.
Mhm.
Like when you're sitting in the back of the church and they're saying a sermon, and then you just feel like he's just talking to you, and you're like,
Yeah.
those ain't by chances. Those are really,
Yeah.
that's God really speaking to you.
Yeah.
And there's been so many of them. I got them written down in a binder inside my room. Just times where God just spoken to me, or
Gotcha.
just like that's for me. Like I
Yeah.
know it's for me.
Yeah.
And one of the first ones was I was here about it. I went through a lot of emotional things upstairs, and I would be working and like going to chapel, and
Okay.
like I would just cry. I didn't know
Mhm.
why though. I didn't
Yeah.
understand why. One of the first ones when I felt like I had a breakthrough was when I got off blackout, and I was here for about a month and a half. My brother, he called and he was like, "Hey, our Nirvana called." He's like, "Do you still want to go to that program? I'm gonna go pick you up." And I was like, Nah, I want to stay here.
Okay.
I want to stay here."
So that's interesting
You
because
know?
at that you're starting to have breakthrough,
Yeah.
and this is normally what happens here is another opportunity, door number two opens
Hmm.
up, but you had enough keen awareness to say, "No, I'm gonna stay here."
Yes.
And I
Hmm.
think that's amazing when we think about all the different pathways our life could be on. Just imagine yourself at Nirvana. Say you tuck door number two and you went to your whole life could be different. It
Yes.
could change. Not that Nirvana is a bad place because many men go there and get their life together. But what God wanted for you, Mark, was stationary here.
Definitely.
And you had to like, 'cause I've been here 20 years and many, 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 I can tell you so many times, Mark, soon as door number two opens up, people jump through that door fast, but you stayed. And
Yes.
so like talk through like what is your brother's response? I mean, what is
He was like, "Are you sure?"
yeah,
He said it like 4 times on the
yeah,
phone. "Are you sure?
yeah.
Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm sure. I'm gonna stay here." And then
Okay.
so he was like, "Okay, what are you gonna do this weekend?" He was like, "I want to take you out to eat." So I was like, because I was all blackout, and then so we go to his house. So he comes gets me on that weekend, and it was right after church, and we go eat at Blackberry, and um um. And I tell him we're eating, and he's like, "So how do you like the program?" And a bunch of my family members there, and he was like, "So how do you like the program?" I was like, "Well, I don't know what this. I really couldn't put it into words at the time,
Mhm.
but I was like, Joe, I'm starting to believe in God.
Okay.
I'm starting to really believe. I like believe in God. And He knows I've been
Yeah.
like anti-God my whole life. And I didn't even want to hear it, but I was like, I believe in God. I think I'm starting to believe in God, Joe. Like I like it there. I like this place. Like I don't know what it
So,
is. I can't explain what it is, but I know I'm supposed to be there.
Mark, pausing there to be an anti-God, what caused you in your life to really be resistant to God?
I just not having parents
Okay.
raising me, just not having the affection, the love, the support,
Okay.
growing up, like
Okay.
just the lifestyle that I lived, and just my like how I was brought up, maybe,
So
yes.
basically, it's you just never acquired a taste of what the Lord was. It's
Yes,
sort of like anything else, we're introduced at some point to many different things in our life. We're introduced to family a certain way, so we have this preconceived kind of condition of what family is because of
yeah,
how we were raised. So when you were,
definitely.
growing up, you just never really even understood what God was.
Yeah,
Would that be correct?
yeah,
Like,
that would definitely be correct.
not only that is we start getting this false narrative of who God is
Hmm.
because we see to be so judgmental or fixed on other people and their relationship with God. So you're having these breakthroughs happening. So how's your family's response to this? Are they trying to intervene? Like, what's going on with you? Are you okay? Like,
No, they see the change.
yeah,
They
no,
see
that's amazing. Yeah,
the joy, they see the happiness I have
yeah,
today, and my brother, he told me something not that long ago. He was like, "Man, I haven't seen you smile like that since we were kids. I
okay,
haven't seen the joy in you since we were kids,
yeah.
and it's the truth, I haven't been joyful, I haven't been at peace, and this place giving me that,
So,
this
like, you end up here. Where was like your relationships when you walked through these doors? Were they broken? Were they just like on life support? We'll say relationships with friends, family. What did that look like when you walked through the
um
doors here?
all my relationships, like I stopped talking to my daughters probably about 4 years prior to coming here.
Okay.
Like I just got real bad into doing
Yep.
drugs, and after me and their mother separated,
Okay.
I gave up on them,
Okay.
and those are the only ones that I've really been working on.
So you're
Has
yeah. So
you
you
know
got two daughters,
two
correct?
daughters, yes,
And then you hadn't had no
yeah,
contact.
no contact with them.
So how was it to make that first initial move to have a conversation with them?
Um, really emotional,
Uh-huh.
really emotional because I like I went when I it was really emotional 'cause
Yeah.
for me to I went through a lot of things upstairs just
Yeah.
like.
No, I mean, you have to be pretty vulnerable and
Yeah,
open to rejection because a lot of times what happens is you don't want to be rejected, so you
yes.
would just push it down to this, you bury it so that but you had to like get outside of that self to either pick up that. But what was that first interaction with your daughters like? Did you go
Um,
see them? Did you call them?
yeah, I seen them at my brother's. I
Okay.
went over to see them at my brother's. Like, I was the emotional one. They were just happy to see me,
Wow.
like Dad, ooh," and they're and I just couldn't hold it. I just kept crying. They were hugging me. They're like, "What's wrong? Like, what's wrong?" Like,
Yeah.
they were just excited to see me, and I was the emotional one. Like, as soon as I seen them, I just knew, like, what did I do? What did
Yeah.
I do? Like, I've been
Yeah.
away from them for
Yeah.
so long, and
Would you say it's sort of like scales falling off your
yes,
eyes? Yeah.
definitely,
I remember vividly having those types of like, oh, it's like a veil, like you have this veil of darkness over you.
yes.
Addiction does that. It contains this, and all of a sudden it's like somebody lifts this up and you kind of see it. But then you have to process that, like all that shame and guilt.
Yes.
Like you have to go through that. And how has your relationship with God alleviated some of that?
Oh, you know, going to church, going to chapel, he made me realize that I've been living wrong my whole life.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't know the love of the Lord. I didn't know how to love people,
Okay.
and for him to open my eyes to that, it made me see the world different.
So where do you go to church right now?
Having hope,
Haven of Hope. So
having
how
hope.
how's that working, like, going to Haven of Hope? What a
Um,
great family to be, a community to be involved in.
I went to about 7, 8 churches when I
Oh,
first
did you?
came. Yes,
Okay.
and I was just like I did with my chaplain said,
Yeah.
try out different churches.
Okay.
And when I went to Heaven and Hope, I remember I went to the back, and when I walked in, it was like you ever see a movie where just where picture after picture just pops up, and like that's what happened to me in my mind, like just
Gotcha.
all my hurt, all my pain, everything I went through. Like I remember I just couldn't stop crying, like I can't, and I was there with a few buddies, and they were just hugging me, and I was sitting in the back, and I was just and I just broke down, like really
Wow.
broke down, like, and it was, I don't like I didn't cry
Yeah,
like
that's
that
what I was gonna ask you.
before.
When's the last time, like, before coming here, when's the last time you actually cried?
So I can't even remember.
Yeah, I know. Like, we don't cry, do we?
Not for the love
But
of the
then
Lord.
all of a
Yeah, yeah,
sudden, it just
yeah.
like those waterfalls come on, doesn't
Like
it? Yeah.
uncontrollably,
Yeah.
like it was just I couldn't control it. Like I was just, and I was just like, and everything wanted to like I wanted to run. At the time,
Okay.
I was like, I kind of want to run. I was like, what am I doing? Just so much
Yeah.
doubt. Like you can't change this, that. Just so many,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
a matter of a minute.
Yeah.
And then it just went away. It went away, and I remember like started praising, started dancing,
Yeah.
and like, praising the Lord, and like it just by the end of the service, like it was gone.
Do you find yourself, you've been here like 7 months and 8 months, 9 months, 9 months. You ever find yourself self-sabotaging yourself? Like, have you found that to be a part, or has it just been a commitment to say, I'm here?
There's times where
Because bro, when I was here, I was self-sabotaging myself. I can
there's
tell you
times where I
stories.
feel like I'm in a rut,
Yeah.
like I'm not getting nowhere.
Uh-huh.
But those are the battles that I mentally, the mental battles are the ones that I know, like how Coach said, you got to draw that line in the
Yeah.
ground, or you're gonna follow
Yeah.
Christ or you're not,
Yeah.
and I made the decision I'm gonna follow him no matter what.
Yeah.
And the only battles I'm gonna choose to fight are the ones in my mind,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's
like
yeah.
to outwardly sin to make a decision that's gonna jeopardize my future, or
Yeah.
what God's doing in my life. Like those are the ones that I'm committed to, where I gotta draw that line,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I had this epiphany. God spoke like these quiet little, like depositing good choices in your life.
yes,
And every day we're depositing a good choice. Every day you stay here, every day you decide to serve the Lord, you're depositing a good, wake up to.
yes.
And like there's the richness that comes to that after that you start to say, where am I going to be in 9 months? Like, where do you envision yourself in 9 months, Mark? Where do you want to be? Like, what do you want to do? What's your dreams look like now that you've came here? You got sobriety, you got a relationship, you got a church family. Where do you want to be in a year, 9 months to a year?
And I want to be serving people.
Okay.
Like the place I came from, a real dark place, real tunnel vision, real with the belief system that I could never change, that I can never be different, that I can never live in the moment and have joy and peace that
Yeah.
God's given me.
Yeah.
Like I know there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way,
Yeah.
they're
Uh-huh.
going through the same thing, and they don't
Yeah.
they don't have the opportunity to take a time out and find the Lord. And like I want to do something. I'm not too sure what it is, because these last months
Okay.
I've been working on just me, my my
Yeah.
my inner me, my heart, my mind,
Yeah.
and God's blessed me with a new heart and a new mind. And,
Yeah.
and it's like I just want to be in a field to where I could serve and help people,
You know what what
change
Mark
people.
what Mark is saying, this is the greatest goal you can have. So I'm just going to give you a little key of advice here when you talk about like goals. And we all have goals in that, but sometimes our goals, Mark's goal, his was go to Nirvana, and all of a sudden he ends up here at Modesto Gospel Mission. One of the greatest goals you can have, like when, say, hey, in a year, I just want to be serving the Lord.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I hear from him. Like, because when you do that, Mark, when you just like commit to serving the Lord and putting him first, everything else falls into place. And it's and another thing I just say investing in is like, Lord, what is it you want from me? Have you ever had that conversation yet with God and saying, Lord, I don't know where I'm going, but what do you want me to do?
I recently I've been doing it a lot, and it's like I've never done discus for so long in
Yeah,
my life, and now I'm at that position to where it's like, okay, I know I'm gonna be coming into a new season.
uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And it's about the journey. I'm enjoying the journey. Every day I get up, and I'm enjoying interacting with my brothers here. I'm just living life, and I just need to go get my GD. There's a couple things I need to do, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I just have that drive. I want to get up and I want to do things. I want to learn. I want to, and I feel like, like I got baptized not that long ago. So it's like, I only consider myself a couple months old,
Yeah,
because
that
my
yeah.
new life with Lord,
Yeah.
it's like, I just feel inspired every day. I feel motivated. Like I want to get up and do things. I want to learn,
Mark, how old are you?
I'm 42.
42. So 42 years old. I look at
Hmm.
that and I'm like, how amazing it is that we spent all of our lives in this rut. And now we just finally start to understand what life's all about. It's crazy how every day was just this grind of life. And then, those scales just fall off our eyes,
Yes.
and like, and all we want to do. And what I'm hearing, like, this is amazing, Mark. He walks into the Modesto Gospel Mission, doesn't he sees the gospel, he's like, nah, man, I'm good. And then I'm hearing this guy 9 months later saying his goal is just to be serving people and serving the Lord.
Yes.
And if you talk about transformation, that's a heart condition. And that's what the Lord says he'll
Yeah.
do is give us a new heart. See, we have all these different, we try to put rules, laws, governments, all these things on our pathway, and it doesn't change the outcome. We
Yeah,
have
it
people
doesn't.
still
Hmm.
commit murders, they still commit crimes, no matter what it is, no matter if it's death penalties, they don't care because the heart is detached from the source. And that source that you're finding is Jesus.
Yes, it definitely
So,
is.
like, let's talk about your relationship with your daughters a little bit. How is that right now? Like,
It's getting better.
is it?
After I
Yeah,
called them a lot more, and you know, I know God's working in my life because the way I see situations or see trials is just way different.
yeah,
Like I've always allowed him to make me bitter and not better.
yeah.
And with the Lord, the mother of my children, like they have a new man, like she has a man in their life. So,
Gotcha.
and the old me without God,
Oh
the old
yeah.
me without God, I would have, you
Well,
know,
that's jealous. Yeah,
yes, I would.
yeah,
The
yeah.
whole lot of
Oh,
things would have went
oh,
inside
got
me,
it.
and I would have, But today with God, I just I put Him before anything,
Yeah,
and so with Him, He's taught me to see it as a blessing, like there's
yeah.
somebody there
Sure.
supporting them, somebody there being a male figure,
Yeah.
and just things like that, and I remember last night I was talking to one of the buddies, and I was like, I just like that's what God's doing to you,
Wow.
I was so angry my whole life, and just
Yeah.
like. I was okay with it. I would sleep perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Prayed, thank you God for having somebody there to, be a role model to how like
It's
my
crazy.
ex deserves that, and it's
Yeah.
like it was just a blessing for me to be at peace with it, and God giving me that, and it's
Yes.
like, like
You,
James chapter 1, 2, to consider it pure joy
yeah.
when you face trials. I mean, kind of, I that's what I, like
You know when God gives you a gift, nobody can take that away from you. Like we can give gifts, and we people, the world will try to take that away from you. But God's gifts are like nobody can take that away from you. That's an amazing. It reminds me of John 3 when Nicodemus is standing in front of Jesus, and like he's a religious leader, well respected. And Jesus says, hey, you have to be born again. And like and Nicodemus like, what are you talking about? Like you have to be born again. But that's the whole thing is every person, no matter if you're a religious leader, no matter what, standing in front of the Lord, it applies to everybody. You have to be born again. And what I'm hearing is like you're born again, man. Like your heart is different, your life is different. What do you do? Like what does your day look like right now? Where are you working at and around the mission?
I work in the kitchen. The kid,
Like when you working around the kitchen, like if you haven't been to the kitchen, trust me, it is like 1,000 meals a
yeah.
day. How is that you're working in the kitchen, man?
It's I've never had no kitchen experience, but
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I love it. I love to go in there. I love to work. I love to help feed, prepare the food,
Uh-huh.
I do my best at it.
Yeah.
We got a good kitchen crew.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the kitchen.
How's
I
that
love to work.
structure help you too? I mean, how has that structure around the mission helped you with your self-esteem and your confidence?
Oh, it just gave me,
Hmm.
we call it some of the brothers we call it confidence. You mean
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's just, I've never really had it. I've always been like a real social anxiety,
Yeah.
real shy, real
Yeah.
when I was around more than one person, I didn't know like it was just real awkward for me to
Uh-huh.
be in social
Yeah,
situations,
okay.
and since I've been here, like going to church
Yeah.
and then just being around the brothers, like I don't feel it no more. Like
Yeah.
I was real camera
So
shy, real
breaking chains is what
yeah,
I'm hearing.
definitely,
Breaking
definitely.
like all these chains. We all have them. Like, doesn't matter who you are. We all have these chains, anxiety, depression, everything is a chain holding us down. Fear of rejection, jealousy. These are all chains
Yes.
and bondages that we develop. And what I'm hearing in your story is just God continuously breaking the chains in your life.
Those are things that I never thought I could change.
Yeah.
Social anxiety, being camera shy,
You're on a
like
podcast right
yeah,
now
yeah, and
talking
it's
about the
like
Lord,
I
man.
just,
Yeah.
and it's God. There's no answer
Yeah.
but God. Jesus. And that's it. He's just giving me feel free. Like I
Okay.
feel so free today. Like I just feel so, I just
So you're 9 months in. When you graduating? Like have you had that discussion with your chaplain about graduating and
no, I
just
have not.
not yet? No.
No.
And are you in rescue or are you like
Yes, I'm rescue.
so like he's rescue and like that means you're interning into like possibly ministry here.
Yes,
Like that's what he's
yes,
doing. So that's what it kind of means is like he's committing. He comes in here not really wanting to be here, ends up here. Lord's transformed his life in that he's found this renewed passion to serve people, serve God, and your whole life is just ahead of you, man.
yes.
And that's just amazing. Mark, I really appreciate you being vulnerable, sharing your story, and being a part of this podcast. I
Mm,
look forward to championing you as you do your life here and watching you succeed, man. It's just
thank you.
amazing. Guys, this is another story. Mark's story is so many stories that we have around the Modesto Gospel Mission on a daily basis.
Hmm.
Life transformation. We have right now, I think Anna told me yesterday, 40 women who are part of our New Life program, 60 men at any given time, if not more. That's 100 men and women in the same pathway of walking through these doors and the Lord revealing himself in a mighty way. So like thank you,
Definitely.
Mark, for coming on here again. Thank you guys for listening. I want to give another shout out to our fall gala coming up September 12th, Calvary Chapel, 5 to 9. Super cool. We're gonna have Mexican food. If you mention coupon code podcast, you get a 40% discount. We love to see you guys on for our fall gala. We also have a graduation coming up August 28th before the fall gala. Friday, Shelter Cove, 6 p.m. We're gonna see men. Mark's not there yet, but he's getting there. Men
Definitely.
graduating the program, women graduating the program, coming to completion. And again, thank you, Mark, once again. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.